Here we go, 2021. I love to cook. I love keto. Be proud. I would love to be your cheerleader. I'm a good cheerleader because what's important is to love yourself. You got this. Let's make 2021 the best one yet. Hola familia, busy mommy here, and it's 2021. So I'm here to talk to you guys about a new 90-day journey. I did a 90-day journey last year. It was great. It happened to end in March. As y'all know, March wasn't great. There was some things that happened in March through now that has made it a little difficult for a lot of us in a lot of ways. So I decided this year I'm going to care about myself. Obviously my family, I love my family very much. You know, a lot of times people will mention things and they'll say like, name 3 things that you love. And the first thing you think is like, you know, my family, this, and this. Where are you on the list? Honestly, I can genuinely say that I don't think I've ever really loved myself. Other people love me and I'm very bubbly and I'm happy and I'm a goal-getter. And I just like, I've been in a huge funk the last lifetime, but the last year has made it a lot more difficult for someone who's social like me to not be around a lot of people. There's been so much great things that have come from the last year that I can tell you to be able to spend time with my family is invaluable. That is time that I would never have gotten if I had to be at work physically. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that we have a house, we have a home, that we were able to keep our jobs, thankfully. I'm able to still come to you guys through the screen. I love that. I've been able to do some Zoom videos with my sisters to do some recipes. So that's great. Has it been challenging? 110%. Yes, it has. Nothing has been the same. The holidays were a little different, not being able to do the same traditions we do every year. I set up a Thanksgiving dinner for the first time ever as a family. I used to do it when I lived at home because I was the oldest. A lot of you might know I'm the oldest of 9. So I would usually cook the Thanksgiving dinner. But the last couple years, you know, actually since I've been with my husband, which is like 20 years, we've been married for 13, but since I've been with him, like I've never had to make a Thanksgiving dinner. We would go to his family's house and then go to my family's house at night. So it was like the thing, right? And last year just kind of blew that up, right? So a lot of things have happened, a lot of things have occurred, and I have had to sit with a lot of time that I mean, you think you have a lot of time, to be fair. Props to all you other parents out there who are working remote and have your kids at home doing school remote. This year was a big challenge for both my husband and I. We both work from home, which is fine. However, we have a brand new kindergartner and a 3rd grader this year who are both remote learning. That can be a separate video if we want to talk about sitting at home and being remote. It has been difficult and you don't really have time for yourself. So I decided to make some changes for myself this year in 2021. I started last year doing slight changes at the end of last year because I didn't want to wait. So I got myself a treadmill. I'm going to be walking 2 miles a day during work while I'm working. So if I do 2 miles an hour, y'all can do the math. I only need to do 1 hour on my treadmill a day while I'm working. I think it's important to, you know, do things for yourself. And that was one of the things that I'm doing for myself. The other thing that I'm doing for myself is I'm not gonna focus 100% on keto. I love to cook, like you guys have seen. Honestly, I live through making food for everyone. I love that. I love making recipes. When you guys tag me and share recipes with me, it is like the best thing in the world. It makes me so happy. The problem is that I don't take care of myself like I take care of others. And sometimes I will forget to do things for myself, or I'll get yelled at because I'll forget to make lunch for myself because I want to make it for everybody else, or I get too busy working, or I do things and I just don't eat, and that is not good. It's not going to help me anyway. So I've decided that I'm going to do a calorie deficit, and then on top of that, I'm gonna do lower carb, low sugar, same things, very similar. I will still have a ton of keto recipes because they fall in line with what I'm doing. Obviously, I wanna stay away from as many carbs as I want, but I also don't wanna deprive myself. And that's the thing. I think my whole life I've been plus size. My whole life. Literally, I don't remember a time, I haven't. to all the people that are like, oh, I wish I was that way, like I can't fit into my prom dress. I could probably fit better in my prom dress now than I did back then. I can tell you that for a fact because I am smaller than I was in high school. I literally am still traumatized to this day from elementary school. It wasn't elementary school, it was middle school, but I was a Catholic school, so I had from kindergarten to 8th grade where we had to fit for our uniforms and it was in front of everyone and I had to put on a size 18 skirt. I remember one girl walking by and saying like, I didn't even know they made them that big. And I was like, I remember feeling like mortified in 6th grade and it was terrible. But anyway, trauma. I'm fine with that. I'm not a size 18 anymore. I actually wear size 16 now. So I'm smaller than I was in 6th grade. So like I said, I have never been smaller. Part of that is because I don't care about myself as much as I care about others, and that needs to change, and that mentality needs to change. I have literally tried every diet there is. I mean, I've done Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, low carb, Atkins, keto, phentermine. I've literally tried every diet there is out there and nothing ever stuck. Things would work. Phentermine worked great because I wouldn't eat. I would work out and not eat for like 4 days. That is not healthy. That is not a good thing to do. No, there's a lot of things that I did that would just spiral me back. So I decided it was time to change that, right? That mentality for myself. I love keto. That has actually been the thing that helped me lose the most weight. It actually started because of one of my friends, Jessica, who is a health coach, and she actually gifted me Optavia, which Optavia is very similar to keto because you're put in like a mild ketosis with eating their foods that they offer for you. A lot of them were shakes. I have a shake here, but I'll share about that later. A lot of the things about that is the health coaching aspect of it. And I think that, you know, the talking to her, the having someone who's like on your corner no matter what was important. And what she taught me was to be proud of the things and the NSVs that we talked about, which are non-scale victories. Talk about things that make you happy. So for example, if I say I'm gonna walk 2 miles a day, 5 days a week, and I only walk 3, be proud that you walked those 3. Because you know what? The week before you walked 0, and this week you walked 3, and you know what? If you walked 1, that's better than nothing. And the importance is to remember that. And one of the things that I grew up saying, and I've told you guys this story before, my first 90 day, one of the stories that I like literally come back to over and over again is I was maybe about 5 or 6 and I was going to the grocery store for my grandmother. She sent me to the corner store. It was on the corner. We lived in Chicago, and I had to go get 2 liters of soda. So I went to the store, got the 2 liters of soda. For a 6-year-old, 2 liters of soda, they're pretty heavy. So I remember thinking to myself, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It's really weird. It's like I can see myself back then. But I was carrying these 2 liters of soda. They were heavy, and I was halfway to the house. I remember holding them and looking back and being like, I'm so tired, but reminding myself that I have gone already this far, and to look back and look at how far I've gone already, even though I'm not there yet. And so that kept me going, right? I looked back and went, look how far I've gone. I only have halfway to go. It made me push forward. And that's how I'm gonna live my life. And that's how I've kind of lived my life to an extent. But when it comes to my health journey, I haven't. I would always put myself down like, oh, I lost 65 pounds. Oh, I gained 20 back. But you know what? I lost 65 pounds and I gained 20 back. I'm still at a net loss. So like, I should be happy for myself and be thankful. Don't look back at pictures of yourself where you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I lost so much weight. And then you get like sad. That is not the point. The point is you are better now than you were then, right? And I am closer than I was before. Just like when I was little and I was walking. Better here halfway than all the way back at the start. And that's how I'm gonna live this journey. What this 90 days means to me is a change in the way I perceive things. I told you I'm gonna do lower carb, calorie deficit. I'm gonna be at around 80 to 90 net carbs. I am gonna try to cut down the sugar. The sugar is not great. And I'm gonna try to stay away from a ton of cheese and like a ton of all these things and processed things. Try to make a lot of the stuff my own. A lot of times it's slightly unrealistic because it is difficult for a busy person, a busy parent, a busy worker, a busy whatever to do all these things. And then we fall back into our old ways because we don't have easy ways to do things. So that's why I do this crunch berry shake. This crunch berry shake is 300 calories. There's a video linked below on how to make it if you want to see it, but it's 300 calories. It still has 19 grams of net carbs because it has blackberries. It has blueberries and strawberries, and it literally tastes like crunch berries. The only reason why it has is because 17 of those 19 net carbs are from the berries. I don't put any sugar in it. I use unsweetened almond milk. I use unsweetened just protein powder. So it literally has like nothing in it except for nutrients. So I'm not gonna shy away from eating berries and fruits and all these things that give me good nutrients because they're high in sugar or high in whatever. I'm gonna eat those things because I still think that I wanna incorporate them in my diet because I don't wanna fall back. And if I'm having a sweet tooth and a sweet craving and I wanna have an orange or a banana, which has a lot of sugar in it, or a cup of strawberries, is that not better than a cinnamon roll or a cookie? So I will still have keto recipes. They will be noted as keto recipes. I will talk about the calorie count because that is how I'm focusing on. This is my go-to shake. The benefit of this is you can literally put everything in a baggie and just dump it into a blender and make it quick. That's the bottom line. We need quick, we need fast, we need easy, we need tasty. Because also, like, life isn't worth it for someone who loves to cook as much as I do. The relationship I have with food, a lot comes from growing up in a Latinx household. My grandmother taught me how to cook. I love to cook food. I love the joy that it brings. And I will not eat just salads and grilled chicken and broccoli. That's just not happening. I'm not doing that. So I have to find a way to make it better. For example, I made tamales yesterday. Did I have 2? Yes. Could I have had 6? Yes. I decided I'm gonna have 2 because 2 is better than 6. Taking things in moderation, adjusting things. I am gonna do keto on the go because I think that's probably gonna be the best thing to do when you're out on the go from restaurants. It's the easiest thing to do. There's a lot of little things there that I think will benefit from the keto lifestyle. So I'll still do some of those things. I'm still gonna do keto recipes. They'll still be named. I'll have low cal recipes, low carb recipes. I'll have regular family recipes too, because you know what? Coming at you with my homemade family tamales. I'm gonna throw Puerto Rican recipes out there for my family, and I'm gonna make them low carb as well. Long-winded, long story. If you're still here, you should like, subscribe, and comment below what your journey is. Tell me. I would love to be your cheerleader. I'm a good cheerleader. I mean, not like a real cheerleader but I am a cheerleader in the rah-rah sis boomba. I will try to motivate you as much as possible. We're in this together. And like I've said over and over again, it's not about where you were. It's not about what you think you could have been. It's about where you are now and the choices you're making now and how far you've come from where you felt you were at your lowest. And that's all that matters. Because what's important is to love yourself and to know that others love you too. So I'm gonna do that because honestly, I know I'll be a better mom, a better wife, a better sister, a better everything if I love myself. And it starts with me. So I hope you want to join this journey with me. I just wanna say, above all, thank you, all of you. I mean, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, because the reason why I've given up a lot of things in life, whether that's my singing contract when I had it, like going out and trying to do something different, is because I was worried of what people would say about me. And YouTube and social media is terrifying to put yourself out there because you're definitely always worried that someone's gonna say something about you, something's gonna be negative. There are trolls out there, bullies, as you know, that's gonna happen, but my channel has been nothing but love. I've had a few comments here and there when I speak Spanish, which is funny because Spanish was my first language. I learned English when I was 6. So Spanish is my first language. So when I say things like tortilla, people are like, you're trying too hard to speak Spanish. And I'm like, but that's my language and that's how you say it. So that's really the only like negative comments that I've gotten. And so I'm really thankful for all of you and this community that has accepted me so like open arms. I have made a lot of great friends through this. I have a lot of great followers that I love to interact with. And when you guys message me and tell me you've made one of my recipes, or you tag me on Instagram or tag me and duet me on TikTok, it makes literally my whole night. I'm smiling ear to ear. You can ask everyone in my family. So I love all of you. I'm thankful for all of you. You got this. Remember, no matter where you are, it's better than back there. That's all I have to say for 2021. We're about to start it. We're starting it a few days late, partially because my daughter's birthday is January 4th. And so I had to make sure that we had a birthday party for her and had all that. So I had other things on my mind. Let's get going. Let's have fun. Let's make 2021 the best one yet. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to another 90 days. Let's go. Adios. Oh, I should probably tell you that my goal is to do 100 videos this year, but I want to kind of surpass that. So let's see if I can do 100 and then we'll go from there. Love y'all. Thank you for being here with me.